to do. So in the beginning, we will just say a little bit about us, who we are, and why we talk about this, and more connected about this. So I talk too much, so please, friends, Marat, Shirli, take the microphone and talk a little bit about yours and connections with the topic.
Hi, hello. My name is Marat. I think I'm not psychologist like Shirley and Roma, so I'm less expert in this theme somehow, but I will manage a little bit. I'm from Israel, Jaffa. I do playback for 27, 28 years already. I'm a musician and conductor. I'm familiar with our war in Israel, even more than one, and a bit familiar with the Ukraine war because I was in contact with the Ukrainians. So I would like to share my experience here. Yeah, thank you. Shirley, go on.
You on mute, Shirley. We cannot hear you.
Yeah, she's trying to unmute herself. Yeah.
Hi. Hi, everybody. It's really exciting to be here and to see familiar faces and also unfamiliar faces. So I'm doing a lot of playback also internationally, and not long ago I was also in Ukraine, in Odessa, in Ismail, and in September I'll be in Kiev. When war started in Israel, the first thing that I did is called Roman and said, Roman, please make playback for us because you are our friends and you can understand what's going on. And of course, Roman and a lot of people made playback for us. And I think it was one of the moments of big support when we were really, really, really in shock and didn't know what's going on, to listen to people and that can be with us and understand us, and we didn't have to explain everything. And since then, our war, since 7th of October, a lot of us are doing a lot of things for the playback community and trying to look for ways to deal with the trauma and with the difficult times and to be resilient, as Roman said, and to continue life. So this is our search. This is what we're doing. And hopefully we can get some more ideas and talk with each other and exchange. What can we do?
Thank you, Shirley. Yeah, I remember that performance. It was, it was like deeper smile that Israeli people need us, Ukrainians. It was in awful times, but yeah, it was nice experience.
And we did a lot also with Ukraine in the war.
But in the beginning, in the beginning, Israeli people was like main wagon in the train for supporting us, and I talk about the community of playbackers, and Marat and you doing very many things, and it was really very strong. And then, like 2 years after, when our war still continue, and in Israel starts new one, and yeah, it was. I'm Roman. I'm the head of Ukrainian school in the Poles a little bit because now I'm in the army. I'm the military psychologist, and I'm trying to take my expertise as a playbacker and psychotherapist that was in my civil life and bring it here in Ukraine army. It's a very strange experience. sometimes crazy, sometimes very important, sometimes unuseful totally, and many things and ideas in my head. So this is one of this meeting, one of this trying to understand what happened and where is this like borders of the playback and where is useful, where is not. And also it's about to collect money for my unit, because war in Ukraine is about supporting civilians, the army. It's not like in Israel that the government and army have everything. In Ukraine we have something we have in army, this t-shirt army give me, thank you. But we need to repair our cars and fuel it and buy stuff for the work. So if you can donate for my unit, I just put some in my chat, in the chat in the Zoom. Also, I send it when I send the invitation for you, so you can also support my unit. It will be big grateful for this, because it's too many things that we need to do, and you will support Ukrainian military psychologists to doing our job. Okay, so friends, let maybe Shirli, as you said yesterday about the definition, maybe we can say what we think, what I think, or we together think what we mean when we say resilience. Yeah, let's share it with people. What is this? So how we understood this resilience? What is this? And where is playback in it? So how it connected, and where we can use in army or in civil. Yeah, I can share that slide. It's okay for you?
I think it's a good idea.
Okay, I'm sharing this slide. Okay, this is the definition of resilient in I hope you see this is American soldier. It's not Ukraine. It's American picture. I stole it in the internet. Sorry, didn't I paint my own? But it's not. It's in Ukraine. It is matiki with root words. So because I made it for Ukrainian soldiers. Okay. So what? How the like a military psychologist understood resilience. It's resilience. It's a skill that help person to continue moving on when there is traumatic experience or atmosphere and challenges. And Shirli, tell me that the word life, how you say it in English, life treatment. Yeah, life treatment.
Life-threatening.
Life-threatening, yes, thank you, Inba. Life-threatening
Experience.
Thank you. I forgot English. Experience, yeah.
Spot on her, Roman. Spot on her too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and this skill, this like a competence, like resilience, is based on 5 elements. So if we say that soldier has these 5 elements, his resilience will be high. And it's mean that even he's in the battle, even he will be injured, or his soldiers or his brotherhoods will be injured or something, or dead, killed, other many bad things happen on the war. But if we have these 5 elements, it means that I will not get so deep traumatic experience after this battle will over, and I can come back to the civil life or to another place with good enough mental health. So we talk about physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and family. Physical, it's mean like how I feel my body. Do I feel it's good? There is no pain. I feel healthy. Emotional, it's about 2 things. It's about a positive vision, that and second, it's when emotions come, I can do something with these emotions, like emotional intelligence. So like AQ, yeah. And social, it means that I have a social network connection. I connected with many people in army, in my unit, with other units, with civils, with my friends, with my people they have work in the past, etc., etc. Spiritual, it's not only about religion, but a religion too. It's about like a belief in God or something like that, but also it's about values, about what I believe, why I'm here. So I have like a deep meaning why I'm here as a soldier. And family, that I am part of the small group where I'm really connected, and this group really united with me. And if I'm bad or I'm good or I'm tired or I'm angry, they will accept me. So this is 5 elements as we, as a Ukrainian military psychologists, thinking about the resilience of the soldiers. And for me, why idea of this meeting started, it's really connected what playback doing. So it's about social, it's about physical expression, embodiment, it's about emotional, it's about spiritual, and the playback community and playback company, it's like a family. So for me, it's really connected things. So friends, what do you think about it? How resilience connected with playback?
Can I tell you? See? I like it. It's great what you said. And Roman, I want to tell you, then you for me a person who is very resilient.
Thank you, Lara. For me,
you know,
for me too.
No, because I made a contact with Playback. You was showing Odessa, you know, you show during the pandemic.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was, I don't know, it was spiritual. It was amazing because I came to Odessa where I'm at 20 years, not. So for me, you're connecting live with the playback and you're connecting with yourself. So I'm already in the playback actress online because I was, yeah.
Thank you.
And I completely agree with these your 5 things. Okay, I'm ready. I will give.
I have a question.
Okay, guys, sorry, maybe it's some mess. So the structure of this meeting, let us three a little bit talk. Давайте мы втрёх попиздим. Sorry, in English.
Can I ask a question?
Sure. Let me finish. We will talk a little bit, and then we'll make part for the talking and dialogue with all of you. Okay? Because I think we are really connected and have experience, and I invite these people, Marat and Shirli, and we prepared for this meeting. So it's okay for you? Just make this moment, okay? If you can wait with the questions, just 5-10 minutes, and then we will come back for the question. Okay? Thank you. Marat, please. Shirli.
So I totally agree with those elements, and the opposite thing is uncertainty. Things like we don't know when those wars are going to end. In Israel, we're also afraid about another kill. I mean, one more thing, like one more war is going to come, and sometimes people losing faith in government, and so this is so basic values like to hold, and sometimes you lose those also, and so I think doing playback in certain way can be very useful for. I have experience with civilians more than also with the military guys, but mostly with civilians that experience traumatic events, and I think it can be very useful. So yeah, this is my little thing to
Thank you, Marat.
Shirley.
Hi. So since the beginning of the war, I had a lot of experience also with soldiers and also with civilians and with Nova survivors. I don't know if you know some of the people here about this party that a lot of people were murdered there, and there were a lot of survivors and families and soldiers that come to the clinic also. And I think one of the strongest things that playback can do from the 5 elements that you said is the social part, because I mean, I do it also in the clinic, and I also do playback. And one of the things is the social support and the witnessing and the identifying and the support we give each other. It's one of the things that playback is very strong and can give a lot of support in these times. And that's why a lot of times when the project that Marat and I did in the hospital with the doctors and people and all the staff that working there, they are civilians, and most of them, they said that because of the social meeting and because of the being together and listening to each other and witnessing, gave them more than going to therapy. And resiliency is really tricky because each person has their own way of being resilient or not being resilient. It comes from their whole lifestyle and their whole upbringing and their whole ego and mental health and all this. So we have to pay attention to this, that not all people are going to be resilient at the same way and at the same time. And what are we doing mostly when we do playback with this life-threatening situation is that we don't change, we cannot change what happened, but what we can do is find meaning and strength and hope to continue. And this is the resilience. And what we do is when people are telling stories,
So
we
I'm
are
not
listening.
stucking, I can continue. So I'm not finish my life. I'm not going to make suicide or depressed. I can continue. This is important.
Well, sometimes if someone wants to, has the problem and he wants to commit suicide and stuff like this, you can help with playback, but you also have to go to therapy for that and to get more support, because playback cannot save people for committing suicide, unfortunately. But it helps the people to understand how strong they are and also how strong they were during what happened. Because a lot of times people blame themselves about how they acted, about what happened to them, about how they froze, about what they did, and have all this failure
So
and
my moment of the accepting
Left
myself.
my friends. Yes, also about friends and the people who was behind. Yeah.
You know, when we talk this, I have now metaphor that, you know, this resilient idea is like, you know, like a connecting bottles, like with the tubes between them. So playback start put the water in the social bottle, and then when it's quite enough, we start this water, like water of life, going in the emotional part and spiritual part, and then going connected and full all the waters. So we can, like each element of the resilience in playback, it can be like doors or bottles. We can open one, and through this, when we start in the social level, when there is not enough trust in the performance or in the talk or whatever, and listen hours, so we just start, and then when we build this social connection, like trust, through this we can open to the emotional, to the spiritual, to the physical, and because our bodies and emotions really connected. And when I make performances for the soldiers, they start like this in the beginning, because in Ukraine, usually how it happened, my commander, like a commander of my unit, called to commander of unit where we're going to go, and say, okay, we will come, invite people. We say invite people, but for them it's mean, okay guys, in 1 hour you must be there, and psychologists will come, and you have no chance not to come. So it's like it's an order, so you must go. And people sitting like this, who you are? I need go to wash or something like this, because usually if people are not fighting in army, they want to do something with their basic needs, and psychologists come, me, start do playback, mono, solo, and in the beginning it's something like this, but when trust, opening, and then from the social we go to emotional, and we break this playback.
I just want to say something, because when you build the social and you build the trust, you do emotional, you do social, you do emotional, you do spiritual, and you do physical, and you do all these things. It's all together. I'm just talking at the social. It's because it's a social event. This is the reality. It's a social event where people are sitting together. This is it. I mean, you can do playback with one person. It can also happen. You can do playback with one soldier. You can do that.
I have that experience, but it was shitty. In that moment, I was standing in the chair making a monologue as one of the part of alter ego of the teller. In that moment, few officers came in the room. It was, and the teller was, oh my god, what happened? Like, he's sitting and I'm standing up of him, and oh my, this crazy psychologist, what they are doing here? Yeah, but it was,
listen, but what you're saying,
social more important, because for one, in my experience, it wasn't work.
Yeah, but what you're also saying is that when you are in such situations with soldiers doing war, during these situations, it's always unexpected things are going to happen. And in the terms of the ritual of the playback and the way playbacks, it's all the time changing, and it's something else to deal with.
Yeah, and this unconscious, uncertainly, I all time forget. Uncertainly, when I don't know what will happen, and playback teach us this. So, and this is what really important for the resilience, to be ready for the one hand, but for the other hand, to be relaxed. So, like a playbackers, we are still, when I'm sitting on the chair, I'm ready to do something for the one hand, but for the other hand, I'm just ready. And I'm relaxed because nothing happened. And this is really important skill that we train in playback. And this is what's important, I think, what playback can give people in such times like we have in Israel or in Ukraine, to be okay with this uncertainty, when I don't know what will be happen in few minutes. And this is really what playback can bring, and what we can teach, and this is why playback practice for me really important for the civilians with this. We have playback and came for playback. Is there going to be any playback? There is a question in the chat. Why are you still talking? Why are you talking? Where is playback? Okay, guys, we're just going to talk. We are not prepared for the playback, but if you want, we can play something. If you,
Roma can do mono playback.
I can do mono playback, so you are not Ukrainian soldiers, but I can do it with Shirli, with Marat, whatever.
But I think
but it wasn't part of the plan. But we are playbackers; we can do playback.
Yeah, the request was about playback exercise specific for resilience.
Playback exercise. Oh, good question. Good question. I see the hand of the Katya. Katya, maybe we make a small session with the questions from the people who came, or.
I'm just trying to make like a short note, and I wanted to ask if I understood it right, and that we have these 5 sides of resilience, and you are telling that playback provides it to the soldier. But then you said, Roman, that we are feeling the social battle, and then when it's full, it goes to other battles like emotional, body, and everything. And Shirley said, no, we are feeling all the battles. So my question is, Shirley, what did you mean? For example, soldier is sitting on the chair and Roman is standing right nearby, giving him a playback. How his body is not acting now. I agree that his emotional and social battles are filled, but what about others? You said we give all 5
elements.
Elements, thank you. 5 elements of resilience. So what did you mean? Can you please tell them, and I'll make notes.
Can you? I don't have all the 5 parts. It's social, emotional, physical, spiritual, and what else?
Family.
As a playbacker, you are. You have, in order to be social and to be trust, you use all of them. All of them are there.
No, I mean we are using it, but we are not providing it to a viewer, to a storyteller. Okay, it's better to leave it to the questions in the end, because it appeared to be hard to answer. So let's continue. Sorry.
No, maybe I wasn't very clear about the question. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think I have when we do all this elements, qualifications, making lists from something that connected with a human being, it's just a model. So, and we can say that, okay, we start with the social. It means that we maybe pay more attention in this moment about the social or emotional or spiritual. We just pay attention a little bit more for this element. But I agree with Shirley, because playback is a ritual. In ritual, everything happens in the moment. So we have every element there. I don't know about the family. Maybe if we talk about like in the books about resilience, family, it's about small group that accept you, whatever you are, so without any permission or without anything that's telling you that you are okay. Yeah. So
do you mean the other soldiers in his group, in his unit?
In that moment,
it can be a family.
Yeah, because this feeling of playback theater atmosphere, when we really going deep in deep stories, and when the process going good, it's not every time, in my experience, doing playback with the soldiers, because it's mono and because many things happen around. It's not every time happen, but when it happen, I feel this family feeling, because this atmosphere of the playback work even there. So and if you talk about the physically when people feel release their
Roman,
bodies. Yeah,
can
go.
I intervene a little bit about to support this point of view? So we had me and Shirley, we had this performance in hospital in Ashkelon, and we met.
Marat, I just 1 second. I'm just saying, there is something wrong with the client of mine, I think, because they're calling nonstop. I have to take it, so I'm going to take it and then come back.
Make him resilient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Go.
as you mentioned before, everything happens all of the time. So we did few performances in this hospital, and the name is Barzilai. It was the first one who took the bodies from the Nova and from Kibbutzim on 7th of October. So we played few performances, but the most important and most powerful performance was for the group was in pathology room, and it was some of them was by accident there, like secretary that went to check and stayed in this room to work, and they couldn't work with the psychologist because you need to explain to others the experience because nobody can understand this, and they collect all of them. They never met after this experience part. I mean, after 7th of October, they never meet, and they collect them. Some people from the army, some people from the hospital, and it was the most important performance for them, and it felt like family because everybody understood every word, every experience that they had. They just cried and laughed all together because. So collecting, I think it's a milestone to collect people in bunches of little families that understand them. To work only with them can be much more powerful, much more, yeah. I mean, so you can continue. Sorry.
Yeah, it's really working, and this is like a magic of the playback for me, and it's still working in the army. I hear this question. Sorry, I'm not good in Ivrit. It mean yet. It's tough.
Yasmin.
Yes, Yasmin. Thank you for the question. So this is, first of all, I apologize that I come. I think it was a question for me for the how I open the hearts of the soldiers. So I apologize. I say, okay, guys, everyone has their job, and I believe that I'm not. What I'm going to do will helpful for you. If you don't want to stay here, you can go. So, but usually people not go, and I work through myself. So I usually tell something really personal about myself, about my family, about why I'm here, about my values, and I. Soldiers, they in Ukraine army. I don't know how in others armies, but in Ukraine army, soldiers really have smell for the lie, because in Ukraine army people usually lies to each other, and they have this smelling. And if I really truth with these words and why I'm there, it's changed them, because they really understood that I came not for the paper, not for the order, because I want to help them truly, and it's work. And then stories by story. First story, superficial, another again superficial, then story going deeper, and story by story they start work with going deep and open, and it's really work. And
by the way, I have a question for you, Roman. For the trust, you just open and speaking. That's all. Are you doing some exercises or
once I invite them to exercise, and they watch me as a crazy one and say, okay, we are in the kindergarten or something like that. You know, it's very masculine people with the guns who see death and fire, and very tired because it's 10 years of the Russia-Ukrainian war and 3 years of the full-scale invasion. So people really tired. And when I try to do something funny in the beginning, in the end, it can be in the end when they relax it and there is a trust. But in the beginning, just very simple and very official things, but true. It must be true. Very, very personal. And if I share it, it's work. Sorry, Roman, to clarify, do you play playback for this? Yes, I play playback for the soldiers. I make it solo. I'm the conductor, musician, and actor. Because there is no other playbackers in my unit. There are other playbackers in the army, but they do other work. Like doctors or soldiers. I'm psychologist. So in my unit, no one wants to do playback as a playback. They're just psychologists or even less. So I doing by myself. So it's a mono playback. I don't know. I hate mono playback. It's awful. It's worst thing that can happen with me as a playbacker, but it's the best thing what I can do. So this is a reality what I'm doing. Yeah, and I'm driving to different units and make talking as a psychologist, doing playback, doing trainings, lectures about the resilience, about what to do with the stress when you're in the battle. So all these things, and the playback is a part of this. So sometimes we start with a lecture. It's the best if we have time. If no, we decide we're doing playback or we do lecture, something like that. And also we start to do, it's like a listen hours, but we don't say this. We do tea ceremony, like a Chinese tea ceremony after playback. Yeah, and it works. It really works because people, you know, already relaxed, drink tea. It's a nice table. You know, all around it looks awful, but it's nice. You know, small cups, and we drink tea. Yeah, it's really nice.
So let's concentrate on you, Roman, and I want you to tell us a bit more about your experience. For example, what kind of reaction do you get after the show, after the performance? What kind of what is the result of this playback thing?
Unfortunately, we haven't scientists to collect. So people say, so soldiers say, okay, thank you, come again. Maybe, do you want tea? Do you want lunch? Okay, we have time. I need to wash my dress, so and going to meet something. So it's you know, it's Ukrainian army. It's 40 plus years, so they're very quite old men and a little bit women, and so here it's a really different experience with the civil life of playbackers. When after the performance, people come and say, "Oh, it was magic! It was so nice! You open hearts!" And so when usually when you expect it here in army, so if they come and shake your hand, it means that I do my job very well. So it means that.
So you cannot you cannot measure the resilience part.
Yeah, we have this plan. It's a good plan. We're planning this because we're going to collect how all these techniques work. But no, now we can't measure it. And one more thing that I want to say about the resilient and what the army can teach civils. It's about that resilient can be trained before the this life treatment experience happened. This is I think why playback really important. And there's one more point of view to the playback. So when we do playback in the civil life, we raise the resilience of community. And this is what I saw here. And this is it really be important to be prepared. So, and resilience is what we can really train, not to less our mental health when the shit happen. So, and this is my opening here and in army, and I ask everyone continue to do playback. It really works, and this is important because it's better to train resilience than after heal the trauma. So better to clean teeth than after pay money for the dentist. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying to the soldiers. Okay, guys, are you cleaning your teeth? Are you cleaning your guns? Why you don't cleaning your mind? Okay, now we will going to clean your mind. Who has a story? Yeah. So we have we say that we will at 9 we will end. Maybe there is
some
questions, questions, and yeah, I will unpin us, or I will. Okay, we will say like this. I don't know how to work with Zoom at all. Okay, guys, how our speech? Maybe you have some questions. I see something in the chat happen. How do you get an access to the soldiers? How do they know that there is an opportunity to participate? Okay, access. How I have access? My commander, he's a boss of the military psychologist in my brigade. Call to the other units and say, we're going to come to you. Please give us soldiers. That's it. And commander of that unit say, okay, you can come tomorrow or day after, and that's it. And if because units of my brigade, they have a big distance between them, and sometimes it takes time to drive there and to write all papers. So that's why I collect money, because sometimes we can drive like 2,000 kilometers in one way. So for all positions where we're going to work. Also, it's like we work like psychologists. So we have individual sessions just to talk with people. Like yesterday, I talked with 7 people that driving the car, and mine was exploded under this car, and they have injured. And as a psychologist, we came and talked with them, talk about how they're sleeping. Well, not only playback, as psychologists. But we're trying to do for units. Also, it's like a team building and connection for the units. We also try. So it's like an army. You have order, and your commander say, go, go to the psychologist. They do strange things with you. But I think it's important for them. I hope. But I have scared that people after the playback will kick me a little bit. But no, still not. Okay, questions for Marat, for me, maybe some your ideas and what you can share. I changed the view to see all of you. Please, guys, go. 1, 2, 3.
I can go.
Go.
Oh, sorry. I have some feedback. So firstly, thank you for sharing this, Roman. I knew obviously that you are a playback actor. I knew that you are in the army, but I did not know that you basically play playback there for soldiers. This amazing tool. And it just gave me a thought. I have never thought about this, but I totally agree that playback it has a very therapeutical effect on people, because myself, I got to know playback when I had a major trauma in my life. My mom died, and I came to playback courses, totally broken, feeling shitty. And there I felt really supported. I felt really heard, seen, and my heart got healed, basically. And so I thought that now that you were speaking, I thought that sometimes people have a barrier to go to psychologists, but playback, which has therapeutical effect on people, kind of gives you this easier entry to psychologists.
And it's cheaper.
Yes, totally free for people, basically, usually.
No, I hope no. No, don't make playback for free. Earn money.
So yeah, so it's an amazing insight for me today, actually. I have never thought from this perspective.
Thank you for this.
Thanks for sharing.
Okay. Okay, please. But yeah.
I will practice my English, and I feel similar to Ghana. Before 5-6 years, I felt very not good, and I went also to physiology to talk with them about me, and I went also to playback, and the playback got me so different things, and so opened me, and got me a ביטחון עצמי, a self, I don't know to say it in English, short. And from
Baruch
then,
Hashem. Baruch Hashem.
Yes, okay, good. Good. And this is the playback, to share everyone and to get along with everyone, and it's great. Today I by myself I learned to be how do we say mancha, leader, and I have a course that I giving to another people.
Thank you. Katya, you raised the hand, I saw, or it was
I
from
wanted to say
Yes.
I wanted to say that I've posted into the chat the link to the short summary of the meeting, both English and Ukrainian. And also,
goddess. Just a goddess.
thank you very much. It might be wrongly done. Don't be, don't rush with this. And we have 2 minutes more. And my question is, can you give red lights, what not to do while performing to the people with trauma? Just shortly.
It's it's a good question. We have in the training course of playback practitioner, we have 2 days for answers to answer this question, and even these 2 days not enough.
3 days. We have 3 days.
Or 3 days, yeah, depends of the school. In Ukrainian school we have 2, but we have specialization about how to work with the trauma. Okay. I think it's depend the main questions. No, like a Jewish, I can say that I can ask question for question, because when the trauma happened, who our audience, what is the environment. So we need to really ask questions before, if we understood that okay, we have a rocket attack in the Okhmandit, in Kiev, when the Russians attack the child clinic, and we immediately came there with the playback. I think it will not working because experience just here. The story is not ending, so the story is like there. So, and it's too fresh. Yes, thank you, Marat, for this. And I think when we talk about like a traumatic experience for the traumatic audience, we need to choose right time. So like a few months after when we already have some support, we slept, we eat, we have hugs with the family, and etc., etc., and then we have moment when the playback can give this like a bridge to meet with this experience. And second thing, it's about not to like when on the stage, not to be too realistic with explosions, with blood, with bodies and others. So we just trying to use more metaphor things and work softly. And third thing, it's when it's like a traumatic story, when we saw that teller is crying, audience is crying, actors is crying, conductor almost is crying, musician already run out. So in that moment, we trying to find resource. So trying resource, what's strong in this story, where there is a life in the story, and trying to bring it on the stage. We don't change the story, we don't make the happy end, but we actors, what we usually not to do in the normal stories, what is normal stories in the playback, okay, but if we stories like this traumatic, so we try to find the resource and bring it on the stage.
By the way, there is an article by Ronnie Alperin, an Israeli psychologist and playbacker. He's now he's in America, and right now he find few types of tellers with post-trauma, and which recipe is good for each people. I don't want to take time now. Maybe we can send this article later. And you can use it in English. Yeah, I think Imbar wanted to share with us something. Do you?
I wanted to say that one of the things is about when you're asking for the story, you also ask for resilience. You look for the resilience that the storyteller has. Okay, like you check what is his strengths, where can he actually get, and then the other thing is, as playbacker and as therapist, just take care of yourself. The self-care is very important. You cannot get into a story without being in your center, because otherwise,
we call it like a airplane rule, when the first use mask for yourself and then for the others. So airplane rule. Really connected with what you're saying, and it's nice idea that when the teller raises the hand, so it's also about, so he say yes for the challenging to answer the question who has a story. So I have a story, it's quite challenging, but for the all others people who tell the story, he's like an example of for the resilience, and it means that he raises resilience for all tribe. And
I want to add that social is not only about the fact that many people are around, it's also about the fact that other people can relate to my story.
Yeah.
So I'm not alone in my story.
Yeah.
That's
this is also the social of playback.
And
this is the most important level of playback, because
this is example of the resource that we can bring for the traumatic stories. That look here,
evidence.
You are not
Who
alone.
can relate to that?
We all hear your story. We all cried with you. So it's like your pain is not only your pain now. Yeah, it's nice. But my main idea as a military psychologist right now, don't make yourself traumatic. Better prepare your resilience. because I think future will be more and more exciting, and it's in the bad way too. So, and it means that our mental health and our resilience must be strong. So please take care about yourselves. Do playback. It's working with many people, many audience, and yeah.
Okay.
So
it was very short. Thank you guys for coming.
Don't forget, give donuts for my unit. I will write to group chat some links. Oh no, it's not wrong. It's wrong one. Okay, this one.
It's in the chat already twice.
Okay, third one got love 3. You know. Yeah, because we need to soon we're going to go to the east. It's like will be long trip, so we need resources for this journey to help people and do playback by me with others. But there are many others good psychologists who are going with me, and we will do our job with Ukrainian soldiers. Thank you for meeting.
Good luck.
Good luck, guys. Be safe.
Yeah, maybe unmute you and say something. Thank you. Туда раба, להתראות. Дякую.
Dziękuję bardzo. Dziękuję.
Слава Україні, гам Ізраїль хай. Дякую bardzo. Вот. Хай живе Білорусь. А що треба, як треба по-польську сказати, що, типу, який лозунг польський? How in Polish say?
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję. But like Slava Ukraini, it's Ukrainian. You have in Polish something like this motto, national motto. Like in Ukraine we say Slava Ukraini. In Polish?
In this case will be chwała dla Ukrainy, myślę. I think.
Okay. I want to be good in international, but okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
The heart beating with you. Tun. Bye.
You're great.
I need to end. How to make end of the recording, Marat? Do you know how? Oh, okay. I find.